What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Big Country. And once again, shout out to Wayne, to Tim, to Mr. Solo, and to all those who've been following this deep dive as we've gone now for a couple years, and hopefully we have multiple years more to go, especially with all the bonus material and the live performances that I have at my disposal. And in that regard, big shout out to Wayne. And yes, we're continuing with No Place Like Home 1991, and the next tune is Republican Party Reptile, which, look, I try not to get overly political on this channel, but it is fair to say that if you look at the punk bands behind you, you might not be surprised to find I have a more pluralistic and progressive view of social and political and cultural issues. And in that regard, I'm not particularly fond of the Republican Party, either back in the 90s when I was a preteen/teenager, or certainly in the present. And given that this is 1991, I'm inclined to think this may relate to George Herbert Walker Bush. Of course, it could be in the aftermath of the two-term Reagan presidency. Of course, it could be something more specific, and I recognize that there are parties that use the word Republican in their name in countries outside the US, but given that their last album, this album, seemed to be focusing on multiple aspects of the United States and its impact domestically and abroad, I would not be surprised that this is indeed specifically about the American Republican Party, and in that regard, as I said, maybe Herbert Walker Bush, maybe Reagan. Either way, calling someone a reptile is a critical designation, and of course, that can be in different ways. It could relate to the predatory or unemotional type of attitude, someone who's cold and someone who, doesn't feel the way that we mammals and we humans do. And of course, there's often talk about the reptilian part of human brains, which is to say, like, our brain anatomy is like, it's evolved and it has vestiges of earlier brains that are part of our, evolutionary lineage. And the reptilian brain is one that is keen on territoriality, aggression, using violence to achieve dominance and so on. And again, if you extrapolate that into the political realities of the 80s and early 90s in the US, and of course in terms of party politics in the US, it's an equally unsavory but perhaps entirely fair assessment. So again, given Stewart's lyrical penchant on these last couple albums, that's where I see the general area of this song perhaps heading. I will do my best to interpret it in the moment, and as I've said in some different deep dives and song reactions that touch on politics more specifically, indeed especially in some of the punk reactions I've done, even if I have my own views and attitudes about things politically, I do welcome everyone on this channel. I just, of course, have to comment on lyrics and concepts as they come my way. So, diatribe over, let's listen to the song. This is Big Country, the tune is Republican Party Reptile, and it's from their 1991 album, No Place Like Home. Woof.
He dressed like a Republican, he thinks conservative. talks about me and I re-hypnotize. Got an automatic rifle in his pickup truck. He drives me home when he's in no state to walk. My love's small and apple pie. I hope you like it. You know I'm gonna take good care of you. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. I hope next time you'll bring your friends with you. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Love it. Like it. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Love it. Like it. I hope you like it. I hope you like
Damn. So talk about a jammin' blues rocker. Holy smokes. The guitar work, the bass just strumming away, Stewart's vocals rich and fiery and expressive. Excuse me, like some of the best blues rock that I've heard. So yeah, like number one, it's a style I suppose, maybe I've heard hints of or, sort of touches of in some of their previous songs, but this one is more blues rock than anything I've heard from them so far, and Stewart's vocals are not like a lot of other songs. Again, in like earlier songs, he has like maybe his most famous type of vocal styling. Peace in Our Time, there was some more like melodic and, extending, expressive type of deliveries, but yeah, this one, it's just like vocal fire. And there is not only, I think, some brass flourishes, I think there's a harmonica in there, which of course, that's very blues rock. So yeah, just a powerhouse of a tune sonically. Lyrically, it is in one way what I was thinking in advance in terms of, talking about this conservative politician, but also like speaking about him in ways that maybe I didn't see coming. But not unlike some punk rock that I have, it sounds like it's making a critique even as it's singing from the perspective of someone who's like in this Reptile's camp, someone who's like trying to make the case for him, someone who's trying to sell him to others, to voters, to people more broadly. So again, there's a lot of punk rock where like it's making a critique about a particular person, a type of person, a particular institution, or like, sort of revanchist social movement, but like from the perspective of someone who's part of that. And so there's like a degree of like irony or satirizing, and it feels like that's what's happening here. And right away to like, oh, he's a conservative, but he drives faster than I ever did, and he's like talking about this person who's like, what was it, like drinking like super hard and so on. So it's like he's painting a more three-dimensional picture than you might expect given the very targeted nature of the song's title. But there's definitely critiques, but he's getting kickbacks from industry, and he knows he just wants to get out of the office, and he wants to make money and party with his elitist friends and so on. And he's talk about like it being a nuclear power, so there's like inherent danger for people domestically and abroad. And of course this is 91, so like the Cold War is essentially ending at this point, but of course there's still fears of nuclear destruction and so on. So like I think you can put this in its place and time, but I think it's also the kind of song that like continues to be relevant beyond the specificity of some of the lines. So yeah, again, I don't quite know if this is about someone like Herbert Walker Bush, who of course comes from a family with ties to oil industry and so on, but it feels like it could maybe apply more broadly, even if it is specifically targeted. And again, it feels like in some ways it's as relevant now as it was back then. So yeah, it's a scathing critique. It's also like clever and a bit like satirizing, and also again, it's like, as far as I can tell, it's from the point of view of someone who's inside the movement or the politics that are being criticized. It's of course like set within this very American style of music, which again, like blues rock in a way that sounds like it could be like a Muddy Waters tune or something. So yeah, really interesting one. Shout out to Stewart for his vocals. Shout out to the rock and guitar, the groove and bass, the harmonica, I think, a bit of a brass flair. So yeah, just a real powerhouse and a fireball of a tune. Do let me know what you think, and we'll be back for the next one soon. Peace.